Hey, what's up, guys? So, Javon Williams, he's a top 100 tackle committed to Penn State recently, and that's the second O line commit ranked in the top 100 for Penn State. The Alex Burkmeyer, the 5 stars, an interior guy, and now this guy's a tackle. And I really think that Penn State is just making a very concerted effort to get as many of these good O linemen as they can get because we're looking at these last few commitments Penn State's getting, it's all O linemen. And that's the one area where they struggled last year. That's the one area where you looked at and said, okay, this offense could be really good if they had a good O line, if they had a good running game. And I think James Franklin understands that. And the unfortunate thing is, I don't think it's like a lack of talent that's the problem because Penn State has had two top 100 tackles as starters, and they still haven't been able to do much. And they just should have enough as far as talent wise to be able to do well in the Big Ten up front, but they just haven't been able to do it. And you hope that this new class coming in with Drew Shelton and some other guys will be able to make a big difference down the road. You hope that in 2023, because this is looking like a good offensive line class the way it's developing, we'll be able to do some good things. Because Drew Alar, as long as they can protect him, and we think Drew Alar is going to be a very special player, if he can do what he can do and Nicholas Singleton becomes who we think he can be, and those receivers become good, I'm telling you, this Penn State offense could become something pretty special if all of the stars align, which I don't think is unlikely. And I think Franklin's doing a good job. I'm not a huge fan of Franklin in general, but I have to admit, on the recruiting front, which is important, he's he's doing a very good job the last couple of years. And he kind of faltered a little bit in 2020 and 2021 because in 2020 he had a chance to get Julian Fleming, a guy who was in state, had a lot of interest in Penn State, but ended up going to Ohio State, and Brian Bresee, the number one player overall in the class, decided to go to Clemson, but Penn State had a shot at him for a while too. So ultimately, the 2020 class finished around like top 15 in the country, but it wasn't where we kind of hoped it would be at the beginning of the class. And then the 2021 class was even worse because I think that I mean, I know this is something the whole country had to deal with, but I just think, especially at Penn State, when it comes to in person visits, that really hurt because Penn State does a very good job when it comes to seeing the area, seeing the campus. Because I think most people, when they look at schools, they don't look at um, necessarily the campus. Like if they don't visit in person, they're gonna look at how close are we to a city, what's it like, and they don't really experience a full Happy Valley experience if they're not here. So, and I think that overall, that's why Penn State struggled in 2021, but they've really picked it up the last couple of years in recruiting. All right, thank you guys. See you next time.